Greetings, everybody. It's Jim. I've got my Fantasy Trip t-shirt on today, so you know we're talking about some RPG goodness. Now, today's video is going to parallel two other videos I've done in the past. Why you should be using the Dungeon Challenge cards, which is a generic set of timed encounters that's made by Phil Reed, who works for Steve Jackson Games. This is one of his side projects, though, and I'll be talking more to you about one of Phil's side projects later on in the video, and why you should be using the Infinite Arena. Now, this one's specifically for the Fantasy Trip, and even more specifically for the terrifically tactical melee combat system. All kinds of extra tactical options and ways to change up the basic 4-on-4 battles. And this was made by Steve Jackson and, again, Phil Reed. All right. But today's video talks about another set of cards about ideas and things that can happen in a labyrinth, in a dungeon, in a rune, what have you. Just little things to throw out there at different times, and we'll go over when those times are. But I am definitely proud to say that this little product is made by yours truly, and Steve Jackson published it. So I'm really excited to show you about why you should be using the Labyrinth Encounter cards by yours truly for Steve Jackson Games. So there's a number of ways to use the Labyrinth Encounter cards, but the most common way is at the Game Master's discretion. Before the characters enter a new empty room, the Game Master could very well just say, okay, I want something to happen here, and it could be for any number of reasons. But they just flip a card in secret, and then they read the top part to the players as if they came up with this idea themselves, and this is the top part's for the players to hear, and the bottom part is for the Game Master only. Okay, and then they can make decisions as they go there. Now, I can't go over anything that goes into these cards, okay? I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but they all range from the mundane to the magnificent. Most things are in between. Okay, they're a special room, but yet it can be as fantastic as you want to make it as the game master. That'll be up to you and how the players react. But it could be a mundane thing that you might normally see in a labyrinth, but not think twice of, except for there's something different. There's something odd going on here, and hopefully that'll get the characters talking about what it might be. Conspiracy theories abound, right? It's one thing to have a card that will prod your creativity, but it's another when you have the players helping you out, right? And then sometimes it is just something fantastical. It's just something that's odd in the room, it's going on, it's happening right now, and the players have got to deal with it. God help them if they got wandering monsters chasing them. It's going to really make things different. And most of these are designed to get the players talking about things that what this could be or what that could be. That's what it all is. They're conversation starters. They're icebreakers for a dungeon. And that's the concept of what these cards are all about. Now, you've heard the name Phil Reed a few times in this video already, and this is one of his side projects I was talking about. It's just about to come out on Kickstarter, and it's about mimics, all the different ways that you can use mimics rather than just the tried and true treasure chest. And just as an example down below is what he's already done to gelatinous cubes. You can see that he's got a few things going on there. And now the thing is about Phil's PDFs, there's two things about them. One, they're affordable and they are addictive. So be warned before you click on the button below to get notified on launch for the Kickstarter. Now, the idea behind the Labyrinth Encounter cards, or maybe I should more accurately say the opportunity arose, because I like the outdoor encounter cards a lot. I mean, it's a great game master's tool, and that was written by Steve and Phil. And I thought natural progression, this came out maybe a year after the Kickstarter got delivered. And I said, the natural progression, they will probably come out with the Labyrinth Encounter cards next. So I'm just waiting patiently for it. And months would go by. I'm like, okay, it's not out yet. And then another Kickstarter would come by for the Fantasy Trip, nothing yet. And then after a year, I started scratching my head and just thinking, hey, maybe there's an opportunity here. So I'd already gotten my foot in the door with Steve by writing a few articles for Hexagram. So I said, okay, let's try it. So I took a weekend, did a whole lot of brainstorming, took the best 10 ideas I had, and then throughout the week tweaked them some more and such. And then the next thing you know, I sent 10 of them to Steve and say, hey, Steve, you want 40 more? And lo and behold, he liked them. And here we are. So definitely initiative for the win on that front. So the Labyrinth Encounter cards and the Outdoor Encounter cards are both available on Warehouse 23 for only $14.95. Remember, Christmas is coming around the corner here, and these would make some great gifts for your TFT buddies. All right, everybody, I'll see you next video.